For millennia, humanity has grappled with the unknown, weaving tales of spectral visitors and unseen forces. These ancient ghost myths, passed down through generations, speak of a world beyond our immediate perception. They hint at a veil between life and death, a boundary often crossed by entities both benevolent and terrifying. But what if these age-old accounts are not merely folklore? What if the figures described in hushed tones around ancient campfires were something far more tangible, yet equally enigmatic? This documentary embarks on a journey to explore these profound questions. We will delve into the rich tapestry of ancient ghost myths from across the globe. Then, we will daringly connect these spectral narratives to one of the most provocative theories of our time, the ancient astronaut theory. This theory suggests that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in antiquity, influencing human development and culture. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about the supernatural. We will explore the possibility that the ghosts of our ancestors were, in fact, visitors from the stars. This journey will blend historical speculation with modern intrigue, inviting you to consider a universe far stranger than fiction. Our exploration is structured into 5 distinct chapters, each peeling back another layer of mystery. We aim to captivate your imagination and challenge your perceptions of reality. Join us as we seek to understand if the echoes of the past are truly just spirits or something else entirely. Across every continent and through every epoch, humanity has shared a fundamental belief in the lingering presence of the deceased. These beliefs manifest as ghost myths, stories of spirits that refuse to depart the earthly realm. From the sun-baked sands of Egypt to the misty mountains of Japan, the specter of the departed has haunted human consciousness. In ancient Egypt, the concept of the Ka and Ba represented aspects of the soul that could persist after death. The Ka was a life force, while the Ba was the personality, capable of traveling between the land of the living and the dead. Restless spirits, often those who suffered an unjust death or improper burial, were believed to wander, sometimes causing misfortune. Their presence was a constant reminder of the delicate balance between worlds. Japanese folklore is replete with tales of yuri, vengeful specters often bound to the world by powerful emotions like anger, sorrow, or regret. These spirits are typically depicted as women in white burial kimonos, their long dark hair disheveled. They seek to right wrongs or fulfill uncompleted tasks, often bringing terror to those they encounter. The fear of these spirits shaped cultural practices and beliefs for centuries. Beyond these prominent examples, countless cultures share similar narratives. The Romans spoke of lemures and larvae, malevolent spirits of the dead who could torment the living. In Celtic traditions, the banshee foretold death with her mournful wail, a spirit intrinsically linked to the fate of families. These diverse myths share striking commonalities, suggesting a universal human experience. A recurring thread in these ancient beliefs is the idea of a lingering presence. The deceased are not simply gone. A part of them remains, tethered to places, objects, or even people. This presence can be benign, a comforting memory, or it can be terrifying, a force capable of causing harm. The potential for interaction with the living is a cornerstone of these narratives. Ancient societies often interpreted unexplained phenomena as the work of these spirits. Strange noises, sudden chills, or objects moving on their own were attributed to ghostly activity. This interpretation provided a framework for understanding a world that often defied rational explanation. The terrifying nature of many of these encounters served as a cautionary tale, reinforcing societal norms and spiritual practices. These myths were not just stories. They were integral to the cultural fabric, influencing rituals, burial practices, and daily life. They provided comfort in the face of death, but also instilled a profound respect and fear for the unseen. The enduring power of these narratives speaks to a deep-seated human fascination with what lies beyond. They set the stage for a more radical interpretation of these ancient encounters. Now, we pivot from the familiar realm of ancient ghost myths to a far more audacious proposition. What if the spectral figures described in these age-old accounts were not spirits of the dead at all? What if they were something entirely different? Something from beyond our world? This is where the ancient astronaut theory enters our discussion. The core proposition of the ancient astronaut theory suggests that advanced extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in antiquity. These visitors, possessing technology far beyond human comprehension, interacted with early civilizations. Their presence and influence were then misinterpreted by ancient peoples, who lacked the scientific framework to understand what they were witnessing. Imagine a primitive society encountering a being descending from the sky in a craft of metal and light. How would they describe such an event? Lacking terms like spaceship or extraterrestrial, they might resort to their existing vocabulary of gods, angels, demons, or spirits. An advanced being, appearing and disappearing at will, might easily be perceived as a ghost or a deity. Ancient civilizations, with their limited scientific understanding, often attributed extraordinary phenomena to divine or supernatural intervention. A glowing apparition, a figure that seemed to float, or a being capable of telepathy might be seen as a spirit. The ability to manipulate objects or appear and vanish could be interpreted as ghostly powers rather than advanced technology. Consider the descriptions of gods and mythical beings across various cultures. Many possess abilities that defy natural laws, such as flight, invisibility, or the power to create or destroy with a thought. These attributes bear a striking resemblance to what we might imagine an advanced extraterrestrial civilization could achieve. Could these gods and spirits have been misidentified visitors? The theory posits that these extraterrestrial visitors were not always benevolent. Some interactions might have been frightening, leading to descriptions of malevolent spirits or demons. The fear and awe inspired by these encounters could have been the genesis of many terrifying ghost stories. The line between a powerful spirit and an advanced alien becomes incredibly blurred in this context. Furthermore, the concept of possession or influence by spirits could be reinterpreted. Could these be early accounts of mind control, advanced psychological manipulation, or even biological experimentation by extraterrestrial entities? The ancient mind, seeking to explain inexplicable changes in behavior or thought, might attribute them to spiritual forces. This perspective challenges us to re-examine ancient texts and folklore with a new lens. What if the chariots of fire, or flying machines, described in religious texts were not metaphors, but literal observations of alien spacecraft? What if the spirits that haunted ancient ruins were not the dead, but the lingering presence or technology of extraterrestrial visitors? The implications are profound, suggesting a cosmic origin for some of our deepest fears and beliefs. Building upon the ancient astronaut theory, we now take an even more speculative turn. What if the entities we perceive as ghosts, or even some of the extraterrestrial visitors, are not simply from another planet, but from another dimension entirely? This concept posits that ghosts might be interdimensional beings existing on a plane of reality beyond our current comprehension. Imagine a universe not just of 3 spatial dimensions, but many more, folded and hidden from our everyday perception. If such dimensions exist, then beings could potentially inhabit them, interacting with our reality in ways we find inexplicable. Their appearance and disappearance might not be travel across space, but rather a shift between dimensions. This idea aligns remarkably well with many characteristics attributed to ghosts. Their ability to pass through solid objects, to appear and vanish instantaneously, or to manifest as translucent forms, could be explained by their existence in a higher dimension. They might be partially manifesting in our 3-dimensional space, hence their ethereal nature. The ancient astronaut theory often suggests that extraterrestrial beings possess advanced technology. This technology might not just be for space travel, but for interdimensional travel as well. If aliens have mastered the ability to traverse dimensions, then their appearances to ancient humans could easily be mistaken for supernatural phenomena. They would seem to defy the laws of physics as we understand them. Consider the concept of portals or gateways in ancient myths. These were often described as places where the veil between worlds was thin, allowing spirits or gods to cross over. Could these portals be naturally occurring interdimensional rifts, or perhaps even artificially created gateways used by advanced beings? Such locations would become focal points for strange occurrences. If these beings, whether extraterrestrial or purely interdimensional, possess abilities to traverse dimensions, their interaction with our world would be profound. They could influence events, impart knowledge, or simply observe, all while remaining largely unseen or misunderstood. Their presence would leave an indelible mark, interpreted through the lens of ancient spirituality. The idea of interdimensional beings also offers a potential explanation for the elusive nature of many ghost sightings. If they are not fully anchored in our dimension, their manifestations might be fleeting, inconsistent, and difficult to capture or prove. This would explain why definitive evidence of ghosts remains so elusive despite countless anecdotal accounts. This speculative framework suggests that the supernatural might simply be the natural, operating on a different set of rules. Rules we are only beginning to glimpse. The ancient fear of spirits, the awe of gods, and the modern fascination with UFOs could all be facets of the same underlying phenomenon. Encounters with entities from beyond our familiar reality. It forces us to expand our understanding of what is possible. Our journey now leads us to the silent witnesses of history, ancient ruins. These crumbling structures, often steeped in tales of ghostly activity, hold secrets that might connect them to something far grander than mere human construction. We explore the compelling idea that certain ancient sites, renowned for their paranormal phenomena, might also be linked to alien architecture or purpose. Many ancient ruins around the world are considered profoundly haunted. Castles, temples, and forgotten cities often come with a rich tapestry of ghost stories, tales of restless spirits bound to these historical locations. But what if the energy or presence felt in these places is not solely from human spirits? What if these sites were significant for other reasons? The core idea here is that certain ancient structures might possess an unusual significance. They might have been built with advanced technology, knowledge imparted by extraterrestrial visitors, or even constructed by these visitors themselves. Their purpose could extend beyond human habitation or worship, serving a function we are only now beginning to hypothesize. Consider the precision and scale of structures like the Great Pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, or the megalithic sites of Punku. Their construction often defies conventional ancient engineering explanations, leading some to suggest external assistance. If advanced beings were involved, these sites might not just be tombs or observatories, but something far more complex. Perhaps these structures were designed to harness natural energies, or even to act as beacons or communication devices for extraterrestrial entities. If so, their unique energetic properties could explain the persistent reports of paranormal activity. The ghosts might be residual energy, echoes of past interactions, or even the lingering presence of non-human entities. Another provocative possibility is that these ancient sites might serve as portals or gateways. If interdimensional beings exist, and if advanced extraterrestrials can traverse dimensions, then certain locations might be naturally conducive to such crossings. These sites could be thin spots in the fabric of reality, allowing entities to manifest more easily. The consistent reports of strange lights, unexplained sounds, and apparitions at these ancient, often isolated locations gain new meaning under this lens. They are not just places where human history unfolded, but potentially points of convergence for different realities. The eerie glow, often associated with ghostly manifestations, could be a byproduct of interdimensional energy. The very architecture of some ancient sites, with their precise alignments to celestial bodies or their unusual materials, hints at a knowledge beyond their time. If these structures were indeed built with advanced technology or served as interdimensional hubs, then the hauntings could be a direct consequence of their true purpose. They are not just haunted by the past, but by something far more alien. As we draw towards the conclusion of our exploration, we turn our gaze to the present, seeking parallels between modern ghost stories and potential alien encounters. The lines between the paranormal and the extraterrestrial, once seemingly distinct, begin to blur significantly when examined through this lens. The experiences reported by individuals across the globe share striking commonalities, regardless of their perceived origin. Consider the experiences of those who claim to have seen ghosts. They often describe fleeting apparitions, strange lights, disembodied voices, or feelings of being watched. These accounts are remarkably similar to many reports of UFO sightings, where witnesses describe unexplained aerial phenomena, unusual lights, and a sense of an unseen presence. The emotional impact on the experiencer is often one of profound awe, fear, or confusion. Furthermore, the phenomenon of alien abductions presents an even more direct parallel. Abduction accounts frequently involve individuals being taken from their beds, experiencing missing time, and undergoing strange examinations. They often report encounters with non-human entities, sometimes described as translucent or capable of passing through walls. These descriptions echo ancient tales of spirits or demons interacting with humans. The shared experiences extend to the psychological and physiological effects reported by witnesses. Both ghost encounters and alien abductions can leave individuals with feelings of disorientation, memory gaps, unexplained marks on their bodies, or a persistent sense of unease. The subjective reality of these experiences is often deeply impactful, regardless of how they are categorized. The blurring of lines between the paranormal and the extraterrestrial suggests a deeper underlying connection. Could some modern ghost sightings actually be encounters with extraterrestrial beings operating with advanced cloaking technology? Could some alien abductions be interdimensional interactions where the entities are not traveling vast distances but merely shifting realities? This perspective challenges our conventional understanding of both phenomena. It suggests that the ghost in your attic might not be your deceased relative, but an entity observing from another dimension. The UFO in the night sky might not be a craft from a distant galaxy, but a manifestation of a being from a parallel existence. The categories we use to define these experiences might be too narrow. Ultimately, this exploration creates an immersive and thought-provoking experience, inviting viewers to reconsider the nature of reality itself. It leaves us to ponder the enduring mysteries of the universe and the possibility that our ancient ancestors, in their attempts to explain the inexplicable, were perhaps closer to a profound truth than we ever imagined. The echoes of the past, whether spectral or cosmic, continue to resonate, urging us to look beyond the obvious and question everything.